Steve Boys and Perlin Costa. Fantastic. I'm looking forward to talking to you about this thought-provoking, poetic and fantastic and beautiful film. Should we sit down? I'm going to ask, I might direct the questions, but please everybody feel free to jump in. Werner, if I could begin with you, there's been a theme in your work about the wonder of nature told through the eyes of scientists and adventurers. Can you share with us how did this project come about? And you talked about this being an urgent endeavour in your introduction, and maybe also about how you choose stories as well.
Well, there's a complicated, long prehistory to the film. South African team was preparing this film, and they started shooting and created some very beautiful footage, but it was very unclear what they would do with it, and they asked for help, and by a chain of coincidences, through one of my friends who also became a financier of the film, he called me in Los Angeles where I live, and he said, Werner, come down quickly, there's a man you must meet, Steve Boys from South Africa. You need to talk, he needs to talk to you and so. And we meet in a restaurant, and it was immediately clear for me this was something important, this was big. And ultimately, you got me into the mess, Steve. And I was originally just invited to come to Namibia, to the Northern Kalahari, and help a little bit and assist and give advice and shape some sort of the content and the spirit of the film. And after 2 days, it was immediately evident I had to do this. And I just jumped in and I asked, I do not want to take a job from anyone. I would be the last one. I would be at best maybe co-director, but it was clear that they all wanted me to do this film, and all of a sudden I find myself with this film. I did not cover all, as I said, Ariel Leon Isakovic, the producer, and he also did some filming himself. And Angola, all this hastening after the elephants was without me. But we were in very close contact. He had a bucket list with very precise instructions, and all the rest we didn't know what was going to happen. And for me, the most interesting part of the evening is all of us have seen the film, but Kui has not seen it yet. Steve tried to translate some of it, the English part, but I would like to take over and ask Kui what about the film. You can speak in Afrikaans, yeah.
Gracias.
Kadang.
Aku sisa jaga sisa yang situ aku ini. Kedua aku ke Angola. Yang mau aku berdoa. Sisa kini ada muka terus. Aku betul tuan loin. Orang nak kuas kau tak kerja saya kaya. Orang tak kerja ni aku kaya. Kau sendiri situ. Kau tak ni kerja hui.
It was Joshwansi language. And none of us understands it. But you got the story, I'm sure.
myself and Queed, we share a second language, Afrikaans, taught in school and through social interaction. And he just said that I was one of the master trackers that went up to Angola, saw the elephants, and he said when he watched this, he was happy, he was filled with wonder, and then he said again at the end, this makes me so happy. Because that was the most amazing thing for him, was being in Angola, in the Kalahari Basin, but with Cullen.
And how is it seeing himself on a screen like this with an audience? Could you ask him?
Kabese mqaqo kusokuqhiko kan kuqeshi kunadam qaqeshe ngamne mali qa ngokusete ka wona lijang kuthi semuntu uza qhilo nese xhaka mqaqa wona ngithi sijja mkulo kwinti ngonceza ndo mqonga ni suwa kama
He said yes, it made him very nervous to see that, but made him very happy to see his family and all of the people. He thinks that his family will be it's not happy, not proud, more again happy to see him in this film. And yeah, Kaja is it's hello, good morning, good, yes.
Nice.
Yeah, so learn that when you go to Namibia. Kaja.
Very nice.
Very nice.
And very relieved.
Relieved.
And Curlin, of course, for you it was not terra incognita, because you have been active in this area for a decade at least. But you carry a lot of things with you that are beyond the film. And Curlin is actually shooting a film with a local king and some rituals. And I think there's something really beautiful coming from Curlin. He will be the next film here on this screen, hopefully.
Thank you. I just think that there's so much to learn and absorb from the local people of that part of Angola. There's so much knowledge. I think our journey started 10 years ago, and ourselves we've evolved because of the things they shared with us. In the beginning, when they said there's elephants, Steve was like, no, there's no records of elephants up so far north. It was like the elders are talking about these spirits that never left because of the war. So there's so much knowledge that we are missing out by not listening and incorporating it into our own thoughts, into our own ways of thinking and understanding life and doing science. So it almost feels like a duty to document that knowledge and share with the world. So, yeah.
I would like to say something about the film. I've shown quite a few films here at this festival for you, my audience, and I walk away with a film and with hoping that I didn't leave you alone. And quite often it happens that you really connect. But here there's something, strangely enough, there's something beyond a movie. I'm carrying away some experience, some knowledge, some friendships that will last way, way beyond the film and probably will outlast the film. So that what people normally consider the secondary element of making a film starts to move into the foreground. So I'm very, very, very pleased, very happy that I made this.
Can I ask you a question? The central narrative for us of the film is obviously the hunt for the ghost elephants, but in the background of the expedition there's the sense of the Anthropocene, the destruction of the world's biodiversity, told through the absurdity of men thinking it's an achievement to kill beautiful creatures. Can you talk to me about that aspect of the film, and maybe all of you can feed into that in terms of your own experiences?
It is absolutely evident, of course, and I think it is at some sort of a bottom of what you saw. There's a deep resonance of preservation, conservation. It pervades the entire film. Not that I wanted to make an activist film about conservation. It has to come at you straight through the poetry of the images and straight through the wonderful souls of the hunters and trackers in their lives and their quests. So I'm sure it's an undercurrent, but I did not go out to do an ecological film. It turned out to become like this. But another underlying question has become very important for me, and it's beyond the film as well. Is it not better sometimes that you leave things as a dream? Don't touch your dreams, or communicate your dreams, speak about them, share your dreams, and leave the ghosts, the spirits of the elephants unexplained, maybe, or is it better to really encounter these creatures? I'm ambivalent. I do not know, and this is why I'm asking in my narration. Now Steve Boyce has to live with his success. So that's unusual. And I love National Geographic, that they have sense of poetry and they accept that. So.
For the longest time, the whole of that footage we saw of the helicopter and the mother protecting her calf and being shot, for the longest time we had that across Africa, where on average every 15 minutes an elephant would be shot every 24 hours, every single day, every month, every year. And from millions of elephants to just 400,000 remaining now. And it took us 7 years to get the first photograph of one of these ghost elephants. And when meeting the Dunkwasi and Kui, I was looking for master trackers, but what we found really was a culture and a healer, who you see at the end there on the harp, Kuka. And he's the last healer that practices elephant medicine and the dance to heal people. And it's deeply set. He will go into trance and into the astral plane and interact with elephant spirits, dreams. And then you get up to the Kangala and you speak to them, and they believe the elephants are people. I mean, the king continues where the wife takes the husband to go meet her family. And they go up into the forest, and the king's describing pretty much the route that we used when we saw the elephant and filmed it. You feel like he had a shepherd or someone there, but he describes that route, and then the clearings and everything that elephant showed us, because we followed it for about 5 hours afterwards. It was clearings, and we had been resting, and where it used to kind of sit through the day. And he described the same thing, and he came to a clearing, and the wife took tears and patted it on his eyes, because he said, "There's nothing here. Where's your village? Where's your family?" And he opened his eyes, and there was a village. And all of these elephants came, and all of them took their skins off. And the people, and he interacted with them. And then it came to the time where she did the same thing, painting it over his eyes. He opened his eyes, and there was just a clearing. So it's not built into us as Africans or as people to kill elephants like you saw there, to devastate wildlife like we did. And that is shifting globally. There still is sport hunting, like we saw with the shooting of that grand elephant. And there is a burden of protection now. But we're dealing with, from Quees people to the Kangala, the Luchazi, really people that have dreams of elephants kept close to them.
Thank you. I've been signalled that we need to wrap this up, but Werner, if there's anything else you'd like to say, final thoughts?
No, we shouldn't talk too much about it. The film, I loved the film tonight. In the first screening, you see, we showed. No, it's a strange idiosyncrasy. The first time I see a film on a screen with audience, and that was only 2 days ago in Venice at the festival, and I only see mistakes. Whenever I see a film for the first time, I become small in my seat, and it's mistake. Nobody notices them, by the way. And now, for the first time, now I really see the film, and I have Kui here, and Curlin and Steve, so it's a wonderful evening. I will walk down into Telluride 60 kilos lighter. Good night, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Werner Herzog, Steve Boys, and Thank you.